Hi, so this is the Artist Way Week 10, recovering a sense of protection. Right now I'm at my childhood home in Florida, and I just went with my family to the beach, so I got a lot of sun, kind of sunburnt. But this was a challenging week, like in terms of the chapter and what it challenged me to go for. So just with like the first page, it talks about how when we're clear about who we are and what we're doing, the energy will flow freely, and we don't experience strain. And I feel like I have been unclear about who I am and what I'm doing. Well, I feel like this year I have been feeling more of a sense of clarity. I know that I'm an actor and a screenwriter. Um, but I feel like there's this life that I want to live and this circle I want to be in career wise that I just feel so far from. Like, I feel like I am on the other side of the door and the door is locked and I'm trying to bang to get in. Um, and something that I was thinking about this week is social media and TikTok and how that like can open doors for a lot of people. And my problem is I don't know what to like post ever. Like, I re-downloaded the app and sometimes I'll like sit there thinking about like I want to do something, I want to post something, but I don't know what that would be. And I don't really want to like shit post because that just feels not me. Like, I want to post real, genuine content that I'm passionate about, but I just don't know what kind of content that would be. Um, this elevates a lot about creative blocks. How to set bottom lines for things in our life that we feel are like holding us back or just bad habits that we're going through. So, um, I'll read you some of mine. So I said I'm gonna stop incorporating mindlessly scrolling through social media into my daily routine. I feel like with like social media, I just get like absorbed and I will waste hours in a day just scrolling. So I re-downloaded an app called Opal to help me stop scrolling so mindlessly. Binge eating. This isn't really a weight thing. Like, I think my weight is probably like fine for myself. I'm decently happy with my body, but I eat a lot before bed and it will leave me waking up feeling like horrible. So I'm trying to drink like a glass of warm water before I go to sleep or after I eat dinner to like prevent me from overeating before I go to bed. Um, the big one is I am very approval seeking from like my close friends and my family, and whenever I want to make any kind of decision, whether it's like about my art or about what I want to wear or my life, I always will call my best friend Pooja or my mom or someone to try to get their approval to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, because for some reason there's something inside of me that just doesn't trust myself. And I am trying to slowly trust myself more and know that like my taste, my artistic eye, all of that is good enough and I can just trust me. Um, I'm gonna try to stop kissing ass. I'm genuinely like, as I'm a very curious person and I'm a very like hospitable person, I would say. So I tend to like overextend myself towards people, like especially like who come over. Like, I'm always cooking people dinner and doing like acts of service for people that like sometimes I'm not even that close with, just because that's just what like I'm inclined to do, I guess. But I need to set a little bit more of a boundary with that and not overextend myself to everybody. Another thing, final bottom line I wrote is I'm gonna try not to judge myself so early on in a process. Sometimes, like, let's say I find a new monologue, I will record myself doing the monologue to see if I'm a talented actor, like right when I get the monologue, and then obviously it'll be bad because I didn't do any of the work for it, but then I'll convince myself that I'm terrible and this and that and blah blah blah. So I'm gonna try to really focus on like process and you know, feeling good. I'm like looking at myself in the camera and I feel awkward. Um, Something that I've been thinking about, especially today, is what I want my life to look like. I know I was talking about this like earlier, like on the circles I want to run in and blah 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 blah. But one of my cousins said something behind my back that like really stuck with me, and they were basically like, Van needs to get his teaching certification and just focus on being a teacher. Like none of this acting stuff. He needs to get a certification and make money and stop like being like a sub on a subcontract or whatever. And that just made me feel so upset and like defeated and like what's the point? Like what's the purpose? Like I just want to enjoy and explore and take years to figure out my life. And I feel like teaching, as much as I'm grateful for the job, has felt a little bit too corporate and routine like. And I know I said I'm giving myself one more year and I'm done, but then I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through another year, and we'll see. I was watching all these videos of people backpacking and living their life so adventurously, and it just seems so easy for other people to have these like super aesthetic like networking successful lives, and I just don't know what I need to do to get in there. You know what I mean? That's been on my mind and on my heart. Another thing is I love New York so much, but being in Florida, well, I like New York way more than Florida, but being on the beach made me realize that I need to be near like a body of water I can swim in for my life, and I just want to be more in nature and traveling, and I would love to go on like a backpacking trip, not just like for a few weeks. I'm talking months, just traveling and exploring and learning, and I just don't have the money to do that. But I would love that, and I was thinking about that. Also, being home has felt really, really nice. You know, I think what my soul longs for a little bit is to just be taken care of a little bit, to not have to worry so much about doing everything for myself. And I have felt really like taken care of here at home, which has been really, really nice. It talks a lot about creative droughts, and I feel like I have been in a little bit of a creative drought. It's just been hard for me to get words on the page, or like to be as in touch with my emotions as I have been in the past, because I felt so tired every day. So I'm trying to figure out how to get that like spark back and get the creativity back, and the morning pages do help. When I was rereading my morning pages for last week's assignment, I was really like impressed with like my thoughtless writing. And I find that like when I allow myself to be free, that's when like my best, most creative thoughts come through. So I'm really trying to channel that. Next, competition. So I think I am a very competitive person, and it talks a lot about feeling competitive. People feel like, oh, it's out of fear. Like I'll be like, oh, I fear that this person's gonna get it instead of me, or this person will make it instead of me. And obviously like the chapter like says the desire to be better than can choke off the simple desire to be. That quote really is like coming for me, because I just feel like I need to just be and stop worrying about it being this race and trying to keep up with all my peers, because it's not a race. And just need to, I don't know, I feel like I'm word vomiting right now, but I feel very mellowed out after the beach, you know. I'm gonna read another quote. The ego wants instant gratification and the addictive hit of an acknowledged win. The need to win now is a need to win approval from others. Oh man, I have felt that, especially like as like a budding new writer and actor, but just the need to like prove to others that I'm doing well. I'm like, why? why can't I just enjoy and not be so focused on having to prove that I'm doing well? Um, so this chapter has encouraged me to just be nice to myself and trust the process. And wow, that's literally recovering a sense of self-protection. I'm covering that sense. Let's do more of the daily tasks and reading. So this assignment is called The Awful Truth, which it asked me questions and I had to answer. So I'm going to read what I put to you. The habit that gets in the way of creativity is me constantly asking for the approval and permission of others. My problem is using the people around me as a crutch and spending my time checking for updates or results on social media. To counter this, I'm going to practice creating without seeking immediate results or approval from others. This includes doing the work and not recording myself when I'm not ready. Payoff is... Oh, it says the payoff in holding block is immediate results. I don't know what I meant when I wrote that. Made me write all the friends that make me doubt myself. It made me write all the friends that believe in me, which I can read those. Pooja, Ada, Ava, my mom and dad, my cousin Ashley, and my friend Malavika. Those are people who I really feel like believe in me. It had me write destructive habits friends share, and I said subtle bragging and constant one-upping, whether it be intentional or unintentional. Like, sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I'll notice other people will do this, where you'll just like subtly drop something to make yourself like look better or make yourself other people be impressed with you. And like, I really try not to do that. Sometimes I do, and I know other people do that, and that I feel like is kind of destructive. Constructive habits from friends, invested in each other's success, which I feel is true. I feel very invested in my friend's success, excited about my friend's ideas, and encouraging non-toxic behavior. Talks about touchstones, which touchstones are just things you love and that bring you happiness. So here are some of my touchstones. Breezy white curtains, talking to my roomies, open windows, Bossa Nova, City Pop, Rosalina's Comet Observatory, the lake behind my childhood home that I don't live in anymore. This was my second childhood home. Pokemon Platinum, Greek food, Ghibli movies, sitting in this backyard with my mom and my dad, running, roller skating, being in nature, the beach, hot tubs, and my room in New York. Had me write 3 promises to myself. So 1, I promised to never give up on myself. 2, I promised to be open to trying new things. 3, I promised to always be proud of myself no matter where I am in life and to always keep trying. Had me write 5 small victories. So I wrote my 5 small victories this year so far. So I had 2 readings of my screenplay as well as finishing that screenplay. I learned some new monologues. I made quarterfinals for my first screenwriting competition. I took some acting and voice lessons, and I started auditioning again. Those are awesome victories, and none of those things were things that existed at the beginning of this year. 3, nurturing actions. Allowing myself to rest when I'm too tired to work out. Sometimes I feel like I'll get home so exhausted and I'm like, my brain will say, okay, you have to work out or else it's gonna be bad. But I've been trying to allow myself, if I need to rest, just rest. It's okay. Downloading Opal to reduce screen time and having a lot of interests outside my art. Those are some nurturing actions. 3 nurturing actions I could take. Have a set curfew for when I need to get up early because I've been feeling so tired lately. Be patient with myself and trust things will happen for me, and don't eat before bed. So that's, I feel like, pretty much everything for week 10. I've just had a very kind of tiring week, but I feel really happy to be home, and I'm feeling really excited about the summer, and I would love to be a part of a new creative project soon. Um, and yeah, as you could see, I'm feeling kind of peaceful and tired. But I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye. 2 more weeks left. Next we have week 11, week 12, and then this process will be over. That's crazy.